Okay, this is a video on Terraformer, a game by Vermont Software Solutions. This is the opening screen when you start up Terraformer. Um, we're going to go ahead and just create a world here. We're running some fractals, so every time we play the game we'll get a unique planet Mars. This is a little narrative, gives us the backstory on how we happen to be here on Mars. Um, When I start out the game here, I'm at a crash site. I have a spaceship here with a debris field. You move around just using the AWSD keys or the arrow keys. You can pan the camera using holding down the right mouse button. Um, if I come down here, I can pick up an item by just clicking on it, or I can use the E key. If I highlight a block here, it'll describe a little bit about the block in this tooltip dialog that pops up. Down at the bottom of the tooltip dialog, it's got the three actions that can be performed on a given block. In this case, it's E, pick up a block. E and the left mouse button do the same thing. R is no valid action, and O is invalid as well for this particular block. So I want to pick up a few of these iron rods and tubes and stuff that are behind the spaceship. I'll use those in a little bit. In this particular version of the game, I have quite a bit of supplies on this spaceship. If I hit the R key, that'll open up that spaceship, and I get a second inventory dialog down here at the bottom of the screen. This is all the stuff on the spaceship. I can go ahead and say, for instance, I can just drag this medkit down and put that in my own inventory. Anytime I move or do anything, it'll close that spaceship inventory dialog for me. Another thing you can do down here in this inventory dialog is I can open up my spacesuit. Within the spacesuit, I have a water canister, an oxygen canister, a battery, electric heater, and an electric light. If I open up the water canister, I've got 8 units of water in there. So let's just go back up here to the player. One interesting thing about the player here is you start out with this PDA. This PDA is your main interface to the game. If I go ahead and hit the on button here on the PDA, I can open up the PDA. Alternatively, I can just use the tab key. This player status screen shows me my health, my hunger, thirst, the amount of radiation poisoning that I'm getting. I'm getting quite a bit here. If I look up, I'm right in the direct sunlight, so I'm going to be getting a lot of radiation poisoning. Energy and morale. Energy is capped at your morale. If your energy gets low, you'll start doubling your oxygen use, and if it gets down to 0, you'll start quadrupling your oxygen use. So you need to keep an eye on that early on in the game, especially when we have a pretty limited oxygen supply here. If you run out of oxygen, you instantly die. Some other things you got here: electricity. That was the amount of electricity in our battery in our spacesuit. Temperature. That's the spacesuit temperature. If I drift my cursor and hold it over some object or block in the world, it'll. Whoops! I jumped ahead of myself there. Atmosphere. This temperature is the temperature of the spacesuit. If I drift my cursor over here, it'll show me the temperature at that particular location. You can see that the radiation is quite high here, and that's because we're in direct sunlight. And these other values tell us the atmosphere on Mars. In order to win the game, you need to get this up to levels where humanity can survive outside in Mars. Hack PDA, that allows us to put in some cheat codes and useful for development. Achievements. The game is broken into 3 chapters. Chapter 1 is survival. Chapter 2 is Discovery, and Chapter 3 is actually terraforming the planet. Once you've completed all of these chapters, you'll win the game. GPS. This gives us an overview of the planet here. This is the northern ice caps. Here we got Valles Marineris. Here we got Olympus Mons. Up here, let's see, Hellas Planitia. It's a big crater on Mars. Here's another big crater on Mars. Here's the southern ice cap. So the view here you got is from the North Pole looking down. This lighter area here shows us where the sunlight is, and the sunlight will rotate around the North Pole. Craft an item. I picked up these blocks down here, or these components down here, and this craft screen tells me, given these items, what can I craft? I'm going to go ahead and craft the dull pickaxe. I've done that. It shows up in my inventory. I got an achievement. I bring that up. It tells me that I have crafted my first item. My morale has gone up by 8, and I gained inventory slots. So I just leveled up a little bit there. Go ahead and close that. You can get rid of these icons over here by right-clicking on them. I'm going to equip my pickaxe, and you can see that I got that equipped. If I click on that again, it unequips it. So in order to harvest the block here, I'm going to just click on a block. You'll notice that the edges turn black. That indicates how attached it is to its neighbor blocks. If I go ahead and hit that again, I've harvested it. It shows up in my inventory, and I get another achievement. I click on that achievement. It says I've harvested my first block, and I've gained an inventory slot. So there we go. I've leveled up again. That pretty much covers the basic functions of the game and the user interface. Oh, one thing I would like to mention before I sign off here is, you know, a space key will allow us to jump. If I use the shift key, that allows us to run, but our energy use will go up significantly when you're running around, and like I said, if we use up all of our energy, we'll start consuming oxygen a lot faster. So early on in the game here, you want to avoid that. Okay, so that's going to finish up this first video on Terraformer. Take care.